What's going on, traders? Jordan the Maestro back with another video. It was a wonderful, wonderful trading week this past week, and it's time to get into the charts and review what we saw going on with gold. All right, so let's review real quick what we saw going on with gold this week. I started off by just analyzing and seeing that gold was just stuck in this area of support over here. Okay, we were stuck in this area of support for a little while, but eventually, I expected gold to continue on its movement upwards. So let's go over the couple of trades that I saw, and then we'll also get into CPI as well and how that was played out. So the first move I caught was right over here at the break of the zone, right? Notice the break of the zone. Price came back and retested the zone. We'll see that a lot easier on the 30-minute or 15-minute time frame, all right? Let's go back a little bit, all right? Price came out and broke through this zone, came and retested the zone, a couple candles of retest, right? And then I entered my trade and I was able to make some good profits on that, okay? Simply ride that zone to zone, right? You can make some good profits on that. Then as price got to a level of resistance, right? Drew our levels of resistance, came back down, broke through the zone, the previous zone that became support, broke through that zone, and now because it broke through that zone, we're looking for that zone to become resistance again. Okay, very simple, very, very simple. Okay, just the same thing in the opposite way. So price gave us that impulsive move. In other words, give us that retest back to the zone. You enter your trade right over here and easy win, easy win. So started off the week pretty well, and then we had CPI coming up, and with CPI, I always say you always want to be very careful how you're trading news, okay? Because news will do some funky things, and you know it's usually going to be a time where a lot of traders are going to blow their accounts. You can bank on that. A lot of traders are going to blow their accounts trying to chase a really volume heavy move, and they don't understand the nuances of the market and how sometimes the market is going to get you even though the overall direction is going to be one way, right? So from my years of experience with news, I wanted to get in the night before. I already saw that gold was on its way for the buy. I wanted to get in the night before. So once it broke through the zone, gave me a little bit of a retest to the zone, I came into this buy over here. So I bought gold over here, and my take profit was $18.90. So the morning of CPI, I was still in this trade, but I decided I was not going to continue to stay into this trade going into the news event. So price got so close to my TP and finally hit my TP 2 minutes before CPI. I was going to close regardless, but it hit my TP 2 minutes before CPI, and I was good to go. And this is the reason why, again, you have to be careful when trading news. With CPI, let's look what happened. Price gave a massive wick down right before it went on its rise. And this was a massive wick down if we count in the pips, right? Eventually, price came back up, right, and gave us a nice buy opportunity. But imagine how many traders anticipated in the buy who got in the minute it hit 830. How many traders either blew their accounts or lost massive amounts of money from chasing this move? You want to be very careful. And what do I say? You want to allow the initial reaction to just happen. That was the initial reaction. That just happened. And believe it or not, price came right back down beyond the body of this candle and came right back down to retest this area of support. So trust and believe me, I've seen many news releases in this market. I know between this 1 hour candle over here and this 30-minute candle, sorry, and this 1 hour of bearish pressure, there were many traders who lost a lot of money on CPI day. Okay. But either way, you want to be careful. Again, you want to make sure you're following your rules. If you do decide to trade news, you have to exercise so much more patience. The level of patience it takes to be successful on a regular day, not a heavy news day in the markets, and just come out with a win in the markets. Just imagine that times 10 when it comes to news releases. So always be careful, guys. All right. But ultimately, gold hit a major mark. It finally broke through to the 1900 area. Okay, it hasn't been there for a while. Finally broke through to the 1900 area, and we are going to follow what gold is going to do from here on out. So now we are definitely strictly bullish without question. If we look at the daily, right, we go down to the 4 hour. We are very bullish. Now in the week to come, what we should not be surprised to see is some sort of a retest. Okay, we've been heavily bullish for a while. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see a retest, and I wouldn't be surprised if I see a deep one. We're going to first see, right? This is what we are looking for. First of all, we have this area of resistance, which turned into an area of support, right? That's what we see first. Area of resistance for these candles, and then literally came back to turn it into an area of support for these candles over here. So what we're going to look for is price going to respect this area over here, come back and retest this area, and then take off to the upside? That's what we're going to watch and see. Is price going to respect that area? Personally, it's not that it can't happen. I think it can happen. I think, however, based on how the market has been moving, if price is going to give any sort of correction, I would expect the correction to be a little deeper though. So I would not be surprised if price came back to come back to this zone, which it has shown immense respect for. So even after CPI, price came and found support in this zone multiple times, broke through that zone, and then came back to find support before it broke off into the deeper 1900s. Okay, so I would not be surprised at all if price actually retested all the way down here, back down here. And I think then this might be a strong enough support to hold and allow gold to continue to take off for the buy. But either way, one way or another, the way I'm looking at things is gold is going to continue on for the buy. And I think that there's definitely going to be plenty of opportunities for us to get in and us to make a lot of profits on gold. Okay, so that's gold. Today we're also going to get into US 30 as well. I don't want to just be marking up gold for you guys. Some of you guys love to trade US 30, the indices as well, and just let me know if there's other pairs that you like to see marked up. But let's go to US 30, which also had an interesting week. I don't trade US 30 so much, but I do follow it. But US 30 had been in this area for a while. All right. US 30 was losing momentum, a lot of bearish momentum as it approached this area. And eventually it found support in this area. Okay. And it's no coincidence, of course, because it was once an area of resistance while it was in this range. So came back, this area of resistance turned into support for US 30. So this again could have easily been an area where you took your buy trade all the way up, at least to this next area of resistance. The way I would play it out, this could be your TP1. So this was an area of resistance, okay, before. And then this could be your TP2 if you decide to hold that trade a little longer, okay? That'll be your TP2, right? So TP1, TP2, all these TPs are determined by areas of resistance, all right? Your TP should always be at an area of resistance or support, depending on what you're doing, buying or selling. But either way, so gold Definitely went off for the buy, gave us an opportunity to come back in as it found support in this level. Okay, and we understand why it found support here. Okay, because it had support once before. Okay, and then gold eventually, US 30 eventually took off for the buy, continued to take off for the buy. And then we got to CPI, where again, many traders would have gotten wicked out here because they're not paying attention. They're not, or they're impulsively just going into the market and taking the trade. But you don't understand that the news release, within news releases, you have so many people who are in the markets. You have a ton of volume, but nobody knows really what's about to come out like that. Very, very few people actually know what's about to come out. So you're going to get a little bit of everything. And that being said, getting a little bit of everything could definitely foster a dangerous environment for any trader. Okay. So again, overall bias for fundamentally was that inflation was going down just a tad bit more. And as a result, we saw the decrease on the DXY side, and we saw the increase on US 30. But either way, on the technical side of things, you should have been prepared to understand that overall the markets were going to go up. Okay, whether you were going to ignore news and trade after, or whatever your plan was, it was very simple to understand based on how the DXY was moving. So the DXY gave a beautiful pattern, and we expect that pattern to give us a sell opportunity, give us a strong impulse on the downside. This is a nice retest, and we knew the continuation was coming right in time for CPI. So that was no surprise there. And as a result, looking at the DXY, and for those who don't understand what the DXY is, that is the US dollar currency. Okay, so if the dollar is going down, gold is usually going to do the opposite and go up. Indices will usually do the opposite and go up, usually. Okay, but that was a big indication between the technical sell side bias for DXY and the technical bullish side for both gold and US 30. It was very easy for us to predict that we were going to go up. Okay, so that's what you want to do. You want to continue to market your charts, because a lot of times when the fundamentals line up perfectly like that with the technicals, it gives you more validation that you are doing this the right way. But the point is, you want to make sure your technicals are down packed. The fundamentals will be released. The fundamentals are important to know. When your technicals are down packed, you can still make profits in the market. A lot of people don't even pay attention to fundamentals, so technicals alone could allow you to see massive profits in the markets. Okay. So where are we right now with US 30? With US 30, this is where we're at. Let's extend our zones across to see if they continue to be respected. Yes, they were respected. Okay, so this is where we are right now with US 30. Okay, we still have some bullish momentum. Let's go to a higher time frame to get a zoomed out look at this. Okay. So this is where we are. We are at somewhat of a critical area, right? Let's explain. We are somewhat at a critical area. Okay, this was once an area of support. Price came into this area, and it has shown multiple drops from that area. Okay, eventually it broke through that area, but notice, although it eventually broke through this area, the body of this candle did not break through, right? The body of the candle did not break through. So this is a legit area of resistance that US 30 is facing over here. So on the US 30 side, don't be surprised if you see some type of correction as well, or some type of reversal, even if this level of resistance stands firm. Okay, you also have a smaller level of resistance on this 1 hour, as we see how US 30 is moving over here. All right, a smaller level of resistance. So a lot of resistance US 30 has to get past in order for it to continue on the buy side. I would expect that no matter what, whether it be a retest or whether it be a complete reversal, we should see some selling pressure as the markets open next week for US 30. So I would not be surprised to see that at all. Look out for that. And again, you don't want to just jump into the trade. Don't just jump into the sell and impulsively take that move. Allow the market to move, show you that selling signal, allow it to retest back to some zone or some area, and then you are good for the sell. Okay, but that's what you want to do. Okay, for both US 30 and gold, very strong bullish momentum, but again, you want to be sure that you're expecting that a retest is coming at some point, especially coming from all of the bullish momentum from this past week. Okay, all right, guys. So we're gonna watch out for these pairs in the upcoming week. This was a great week. I hope all of you had a great week as well. Let's continue to be patient with the markets. Let's continue to allow it to act, and then we'll react to the action. And then if we just continue to do that, show our patience and be consistent in our strategy, then we're just going to continue to rake in those profits, right? So again, safe trading to all of you. We'll be back again next time with another video, and I will see you guys later. Jordan the Maestro. Talk to you guys. Peace.